afternoon. You're welcome to the show. It's Good Afternoon Ghana, and today on the bill, we're going into the world of NUGS. The elections have taken place, and there's been a back and forth of who really is the winner. There's been issues raised by opponents against the declaration as to who actually became the president. So, in the official announcement, Dennis Apialabi Ampofo was or emerged according to the Electoral Commission as the winner for the elections. Kwesi Etuahene is also contending that, and he is also saying that he is the president-elect for the elections that actually took place. Williams Kari, NUGS Electoral Commission PRO, will be speaking to us on this problem, or this case. Michael Kofi Odro is actually a member of journalists here at Metro TV. He belongs to the sports team. He is captured as NUGS delegates. People are asking me questions. In fact, the fight has already started outside, and I'm trying to fight it out in a very cool manner. So may cool heads prevail. We're going to have a discussion on this program or this issue shortly. Let's go for a breather. We'll be back shortly. All right, you're welcome back. So we're discussing the issue of the NUGS, but before we go into the whole position of each and every guest that's on the platform, let's take a journey through the history of the election that took place recently.
Of the National Union of Ghana Students garnered 824 votes out of the 1,054 total vote cast in the elections. Apialabi Ampofo expressed excitement following the election, promising to unite the association. But sharing their concerns, some aggrieved members said they doubt the credibility of the elections. They subsequently declared some aspirants as winners. It took the police personnel on the ground to calm tempers when some aggrieved members expressed dissatisfaction over the electoral process. The General Secretary of the Union, Julius Anthony, has claimed the election was marred by malpractices. According to him, based on the infractions that have characterized the process, the outcome cannot be deemed as credible. It was done contrary to the provisions of the Union's constitution. But the current president of NUGS, Emmanuel Boakye-Iadom, has refuted the assertion. NUGS also elected a general secretary and secretaries for finance, education, innovation, entrepreneurship and skills development, societies and welfare, union development and international relations.
We're having this discussion this afternoon with Dennis Apialabi Ampofo, NUGS elected president, Kwesi Etuahene, NUGS presidential, also NUGS elected president, and I hope you understand the situation. William Kari, NUGS Electoral Commission PRO, and Fauzu Masawood is the executive director of Rethinking Africa Youth Summit and former GIJ SRC president contender. He also contended results at some point in time, so he will give us his experience on what happened so far. I think when any other guest joins, I'll let you know. Michael is already with me also on the platform. Michael, you're welcome. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon. Okay, so Etuahene from the beginning actually was protesting against a flyer that we earlier on put out, and it was, a little harsh. I apologize. I take responsibility. We're sorry. And thank you for agreeing to join us.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Also, Fauzi.
Yes, Fauzi.
Fauzi. Thank you also for joining us. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Let me go straight to Michael. You are outgoing president. There's been allegations. What are you?
Okay,
First,
I'm the immediate past president for AUCC SRC.
UCC SRC.
AUCC, African University College of Communication.
AUCC, right. I heard Randy giving me fun some other time. Yeah, so that's how you became a delegate.
Yes.
Do you know people are questioning why we have tagged you as a delegate?
Why?
Let's speak to it. Why do you think people
I don't know. They must raise the issues. When they raise the issues, then we'll speak to it.
Okay, let me raise one issue. We're told that national security operatives were there during the elections. Did you see some?
To be sincere with you, I didn't see any national security operator.
You didn't see any national security?
And I would be the first to condemn if it had happened, because on this same platform, just before this screen, last year...
You are AUCC, you say?
Yes.
Okay.
Last year, I thought the beauty of the election was marred by the presence of heavy personnel from the national security, and I was the first to condemn. It was not a political show. It was not a social program. It was a sports program, but I thought once I had the platform, I could speak to power, and I could speak the minds of the many Ghanaian students who were not happy with the process. So I was the first to condemn. I condemned the time the election took place, because that election at the Medina Institute of Science and Technology started around 9:30 p.m. And if students are going to vote, I don't know why we would have to keep them through the day, through the night, and start voting at 9:30 p.m. and end it around 3:30 p.m. So I was the first to condemn and to ask for things to be done right. And I must say that, yes, the Congress that took place in Ejisu may not be 100%. We can't have a 100% election, but it was a remarkable improvement over what I saw last year. And I thought that my advocacy and the advocacy of the many Ghanaian students paid off, because this election started around just around midday and ended by 7 p.m. Polls were closed. This election did not see heavy security presence. I didn't see more than 8 police personnel. All I saw was about 6-7 police personnel and 4 private security men, all arranged by the National Union of Ghana Students, the local organizing committee for the Congress.
The election that took place, the 2 opposing presidents, are you in support of one of them?
The 2 opposing candidates,
maybe better put. Are you in support of one of them?
Well, I never openly, definitely I was going to vote. So listening to the 2, I will make a choice, or I made a choice. But I never openly campaigned or supported any of them.
Are you sure you never openly?
No.
Openly?
No.
Okay, so I have a picture I want to show you.
Okay.
If producers can put up that picture, and then you talk to the picture. Okay. All right. I'm told the picture is delaying. So when it's ready, I'll let you. Let me come to Ituahene. You put up a biggest protest I've ever seen in my whole journalistic life. However, I think the correction has been made. You hold yourself as the president-elect.
Absolutely.
You know, as a media house, we can only go by what the official mouthpiece is saying.
Yes.
An official mouthpiece declares Dennis Appiah Labi as the winner.
Yes.
Why do you contest? What did you see? Let me read this, maybe before you come in. I received this message that says that all these blocks pulled out of elections and announced through the resolution of and endorsed Ituahene. I'm told that you hold about 3 blocks.
Absolutely.
And you're leading. What's these blocks? What does it mean?
Well, thank you very much. I'll take the advantage to say good afternoon to the students of our nation. Most importantly, I think there are a few things we can correct before we make the main arguments. If your flyer could be displayed, I can point out a few things that can enhance the conversation.
The first one's
the one you displayed. I mean, the immediate one.
The recent one.
Yes, it's very essential to the argument. The one that has got him there.
Okay, can you put the
NUGS
flyer
delegate.
on the screen
Yes,
for us,
put it
if
up.
you may?
Yes.
Okay, but you speak.
Look,
There's a flyer that we did and we put out. He wants it to be displayed. Is it?
The
is
final
that also,
one, the final one,
Yes,
yes.
I mean the recent one we did. The second one we did. Okay. So they'll put it in the system.
No
the production
problem.
system,
No problem.
But you
at
can
all.
speak to it.
Let me put the issue in good perspective. When I met Michael outside, we had a few discussions. And I'm quite surprised he sits here and still holds himself as a delegate, because he's not a delegate. And the mere fact that he can sit on a national television and holds himself as a delegate tells all Ghanaians that how fraudulent the election was. A former SRC president cannot be a delegate. There are pictures of him at the Congress representing the MPP National Youth Wing. And those pictures... hold on. I'm on the floor.
Please.
Those pictures...
Wait, I'll give you that chance. I'll give you that chance.
When I met him outside, I told him that...
No, Michael.
No.
Michael, you can't make the show noisy.
Annie, listen.
You need to calm down.
Annie, this is a serious allegation, and I am here.
But you cutting in is not going to solve the problem. So you calm down. I'll give you the chance.
The Constitution states clearly who is a delegate. Article 6. SRC President, SRC General Secretary, SRC Treasurer, former SRC people. And he said he came to vote.
Did I tell you I voted?
You can play it back. You said you had a vote.
No, but I didn't vote.
Were you a delegate or not? Were you a delegate or not?
The question, please.
No,
please.
But
Please.
Michael, wait, I want to get a clarity. What did you say? You said who and who are qualified to vote?
See, SRC President, SRC General Secretary, SRC Financial Secretary. The Constitution states who, and look, before you can become a delegate, as part of the register, a list must be submitted from the institutions, signed by the Dean of Students. He does not qualify to be a delegate, yet he holds himself as a delegate. And that's been the protest. We have a number of him. And when I met him, I told him that when I was younger, I used to watch him. I have lost respect for him because he's a journalist with no integrity.
Oh, why you're attacking his professional integrity.
I have
that's
to,
not,
because
that's
I think...
No, the journalistic integrity is very different from his position as the UCC
there's no difference.
President.
If you are a journalist,
as
part of your principles, you must stand by the truth always. I'm a trained journalist. I will not go around holding myself as a delegate when I'm not a delegate.
Okay, so you question his delegate...
Because he is not a delegate.
Okay, Michael, you can respond to it.
He's not a delegate. You are a former SRC president. What makes you a delegate?
Okay, when you talk to me, you said that you listened to the two, right? And you made a choice.
Yes.
You made a choice to do what?
No, you asked whether I openly supported any of them. And what I said was that
and I asked if you were a
listened
delegate.
to the two. Yes, and I made a choice. But anybody who was there, I didn't vote. That is something that must be spelled out clearly.
Delegates are entitled to vote.
I'm saying that I didn't vote.
So how then do you become a delegate if you don't vote?
I'm sorry.
Listen.
I asked you if you were a delegate.
Yes.
And you admitted, yes, you are.
Yes.
Now, he is stated by the Constitution who qualifies to be a delegate.
Okay. It is not definite. Now, for people to represent their schools, the schools nominate people. So what happens? Is he saying that if an SRC president, if a women's commissioner cannot make the Congress, does that mean that school forfeits its right to vote? Now, on Saturday, my school's SRC week started. I'm coming. My school's SRC.
Sorry.
Information being put out there on this national platform is not falsehood.
Okay.
What you are trying to do is absolute falsehood.
Okay, allow him to finish.
I will not allow
Michael,
you because
finish.
Look, the Constitution. There is no proxy voting.
But I'm coming.
There is no proxy voting.
If we do it this way, people will not hear us. So let's respect the viewers. Thank you.
Sure. In this whole issue we are discussing, I do not think that this is even a subject matter that must take a lot of our time. The truth is, and I've made the point clear, that I did not vote. I did not vote at the election grounds. And that is pure. If he has evidence of me voting, he can bring it out.
But why do you say you are a delegate? Because you confuse people when you say you're a delegate, but still you say you did not vote.
I'm saying that I was part of the delegation from AUCC because the school was having its SRC week. And you shouldn't forget that at the time the Central Committee under Boachi Yadom was formed, I was SRC president. I serve on NUGS. I am a member. I am the chairman for the Union Development Committee. Mm-hmm. So why would he question my presence? I'm still the chairman of the Union Development Committee. So what right has he got to question my presence?
Does that make you a delegate?
I'm saying that I didn't vote. That is the bottom line.
So you're not a delegate?
I didn't vote.
No, you're not a delegate.
I didn't vote. But I was part of the UCC delegation that went to...
I mean, I can understand if you are part of an authority that actually went to oversee what was going on.
Yes, but I didn't vote.
But you are not a delegate.
I didn't vote. So you can take... If that is your definition of a delegate, then you can...
because a delegate must qualify to vote.
Okay, but I didn't vote.
Okay.
Yes.
So, there's a picture I want to show you.
Okay.
Which is also creating... Okay. Do you see yourself in this picture?
Yes, I see myself in this picture.
What group is this?
Well, when I went to Ejuso, I
Yeah,
lodged.
speak into your mic.
I lodged at this particular hotel, which is Anita Hotel. And after everything, this was, I think this was on Sunday, yesterday. So yesterday when I was leaving, I met these gentlemen who were there. And I know it's not as if we don't know each other. We are all in the students' game. I've been SRC president. The gentleman, the first on the left, Samida, for when I went to AUCC, was the SRC president. I know a couple of them, and they asked for a photograph. Is that one too a crime?
But are you aware that this photograph has been posted on social media by one named Bright Brobe or Bright Brobe? He says,
Okay.
"Thank you, Nana Boache, Nana B. You made sure our stay in Kumasi was a good one." And to the wonderful students committee led by hardworking and results-oriented brothers, David Nkansa Ato and George Sapon. Are you aware?
Well,
They didn't tag you in that picture, but are you aware that the picture?
no. I don't follow the handle, so I'm not aware. But I've said that. I lodged at the hotel. I met a group of people. I know some of them from the students' front. Some I don't know. They asked to have a photograph with me. Perhaps they are sports fans. And they watch. And some of them actually confessed that they've been watching me on TV, just like Kwesi Etuahine confessed that he's been watching me on TV.
Not rightly so.
Okay.
Not
But-
rightly so. No.
Were you there?
Allow me to speak for myself.
Okay, but she's asked the question.
Because you are dragging my name in the picture.
Listen. But you said you've been watching me on TV for long.
I said
and
it
I said
here.
I had similar remarks from the gentleman there that Michael, it's a privileged meeting. We watch you on TV. Can we have a photograph? I know some of them.
We all.
I know some of them. Some
we
I
all
don't know.
as
But
a responsibility as journalists.
there's been some continuous student election malpractices associated to you.
To me.
Are you aware?
Make reference.
Because it's making them. That's why it's creating
Now, if you
confusion
say
even
there
amongst
are
people.
some, you make reference, then we speak to it.
So Alan says that your Michael Odo, Alan, carve your sentence rightly, please, I beg you. Michael Odo is always in election-related malpractices, and that's alleged. He was in the center of a similar mess-up in AUCC before handing over. The national security came to the campus of AUCC during his handover elections. Being a former student leader cannot make him a delegate.
Okay, but
Okay, the latter is accepted.
I've clarified that.
Respectfully, can I get
But is that what happened
But
at
I'm a
AUCC?
member of I'm the chairman of the Union Development Committee.
It doesn't add up. Those things.
And
you
I have
cannot
every
deceive
right
the
to
people
be
of
at
Ghana.
Congress
No,
to
it doesn't
observe.
add up. It's a mere deception game. Look,
Okay, William Kakari is NUGS Electoral Commissioner, PRO. If you have any issue with that too, I will allow you. But let me talk to him. William, thank you for your time. You're welcome to Good Afternoon, Ghana. How did this confusion come up?
Once again, let me say good afternoon to your listeners, and thank you for having me this afternoon. You were asking, how did what come up? I would want to have that
The
one clear as
confusion
well.
of having declared election in favor of Labi Ampofo and having Etuahene contending the results with all the issues associated.
Okay, as far as the EC is concerned, we only have one elected presidential candidate, and that's Dennis Ampofo-Labi. As far as we are concerned, we haven't received any formal letter from the camp of Etuahene addressing to us and telling us that there's something that something went wrong during the election. So we have no idea.
You haven't received any official complaint from
No, please.
the camp of Etuahene?
No, we haven't.
And you didn't, as the PRO, you didn't record any, activities that could mar the results of the elections?
No. We didn't record anything like that. You see, the reason why I'm saying that we didn't record anything like that is that this person sitting there claiming to be whatsoever was having his...
No. I'll plead with you to respect all the guests on the platform. That is Etuahene. So don't say this person sitting there claiming to be whatever. That term is not unacceptable. Thank you.
So I understand. I will try that statement. But then what I wanted to say is that the presidential aspirant, who is claiming to be the elect, which we have no idea where that one is coming from, was having his polling agents, still there monitoring the electoral process. And we have this person there too. I think I've forgotten the time that the last time that I saw him. But as far as we are concerned, that agent didn't raise any concern that could hurt the election. The election went through. Nobody served that with any formal letter whatsoever that they will base on that to say that we've heard anything. So like I said earlier on, we haven't received any formal letter. And once we haven't received any formal letter, we can't pay attention to rumors.
Is that the process that when you contend any results, you have to do, submit a formal complaint?
Oh, yes. You have to submit a formal complaint, which the Judicial Committee or the Judicial Board will have to sit on it to address issues of such.
Okay, besides, submitting any formal complaint, what if the commissioner himself or herself, recognizes some activities that could mar the results?
You see, once the electoral process starts, we deal with polling agents. Okay, so once we realize there is anything of such, what we do is that we call up polling agents and then we let them know what is really going on. And then at the end of the day, we all have to come to a conclusion, either or not we have to continue the electoral process or we have to halt it and address the issue. So that's how the process is being done.
China, why haven't you, submitted a complaint?
Thank you very much. It's important for the sake of our viewers, we put the issue in good perspective. First of all, I would want to make it quite clear that I'm not anti-government. Nevertheless, I recognize a certain government apparatus extension in our student front. That's what really pisses me off. There are constitutionally mandated processes at which election must be organized. First of all, we cannot engage in any electioneering process without electoral register. And the Constitution states clearly who and who must form and be part of the register, like he was claiming to be a member of the delegation. All members who must show up to vote must have their list from their institution, signed by their dean of students, compiled by the general secretary. Now, let me tell you let me paint a good picture for you of what happened at Ejiso. We had people like Michael Odro here and the EC and other people showing up and embarrassing people from Ejiso, concocting their own list, and voting for themselves, manufacturing numbers. Showing up and
manufacturing numbers.
Of course, this is a national television, and we will not allow an individual.
I'll let you come in. It's an allegation he's making. Allow me to do the question.
Nobody see Annie. I don't think that Annie.
I'm sorry, Michael.
In all sincerity, you are not being fair to some of the parties. You are here, and this gentleman labeled me as a member of the NPP student committee, which I am not. When I wanted to ask, you did not allow me to react, and this guy continues to make.
I gave you the opportunity. Do not make it noisy. Did you say that somebody is manufacturing numbers?
Absolutely.
Do you have evidence?
This guy is here making crap of
allegations. Will you allow
anybody to react?
Allow him?
If you have not manufactured the numbers,
do you have evidence?
Can you show us who and who came to vote?
No.
That amounted to the number.
Are you asking me?
Let me.
No, I'm coming. Are you asking me?
Do you have evidence to the numbers manufactured?
Yes.
Where
this
is
the evidence. The evidence is that there is no basis to a register, and therefore any other number that is being put out there is manufactured.
Okay, let me
register. How do you put a
on
number
that
out
note,
there?
let me go back to PRO. I'll let you respond to this because I've had a number of people sending me the text messages on the register. One says that without the register, there cannot be any election.
Absolutely.
The NUGS Constitution demands that the register be drafted by the General Secretary with names of the students voting and their respective portfolios. These should be signed by the deans of the students and or any senior management officer of such role. Was there a register like that? It's a question. And without that, can the election be said to be held? Where are the names of every voter who voted at the Congress? Please respond to it and the allegation that he's made as well.
His basis of argument, wherever he goes, talking about the register and all that. As far as we are concerned, there was a list, that was presented to the aspirant. Now, we want to ask him one question. He agreed that the electoral process should go on. He knew whether or not if there was a register. So why then did he allow us to go on with the electoral process? And now he is back here saying that there wasn't any register or so on. Now, like he was saying that we manufactured numbers, right? If we manufactured numbers, based on which results did he declare himself as the president-elect before we even ended the electoral process?
Okay, so the register is...
sometimes you come up with some of these gimmicks expecting that we respond to some of these things. Once we are concerned, a list was presented, and every delegate, the polling agent for every delegate was having a list which we used to call the institutions to vote. And his agent is having a copy of that.
And the Electoral Commission actually approved of this list that it is the register, signed by the dean, the various deans or the senior management teams.
Now, you see, some of these things have to be given to us by the General Secretary. And the General Secretary, being someone who is back, like who is behind the Tuyahin and all these kind of things, he should ask his own friend, Julius, did he present anything? One, if yes, then why is he here? If no, then why did he even allow the electoral process to go on? As far as we are concerned, once Tuyahin was part of the aspirant that we had a conversation with right before the electoral process started, and he agreed. I think his only grievances at that time was the fact that he would not agree to the fact that we should allow only one polling agent to be around the center during the electoral process. And then he suggested that we should come in with 2 polling agents, which we agreed. So why is he here now talking about register?
My question is, did the Electoral Commission approve of the list that you received?
Yes, we did.
You approved of it?
Yes.
It satisfied all the demands that the Constitution requires?
It certified the CI that we were working with.
It satisfies the CI. So the dean signed it, or the management team actually signed it?
The General Secretary is the one to answer this question.
If it was signed, you should also note that it was signed, no?
I think someone read something from the Constitution, right? That
yes.
Some of these things are supposed to be addressed to the General Secretary.
Yes, but I'm saying that according to the CI of the Commission, you also know what you need, the documents you need, and the requirements that are supposed to be fulfilled, at least as far as that document is concerned. Were all those requirements fulfilled before you actually put it into use?
You know, before this document comes to us, the document has been certified by the General Secretary.
Right.
Okay. So, based on the judgment between us and the General Secretary, the document was certified. Now, if the document that we were having wasn't certified, then we have to hold the General Secretary responsible for such. As far as we are concerned, he confirmed that the document that is being handed to us is a certified document.
The General Secretary, you mean the outgoing General Secretary, we mean?
Yes, the outgoing General Secretary.
Okay, so he certified it?
Yes, he did. If that is what his aspirant is saying, he certified it.
Okay. Certified it.
I would be glad if you can put the General Secretary on the line to speak for himself.
Yes, we're trying to get him his...
But you see, it is important we put the issue in perspective. There are government apparatus that showed up at the Congress, national security people showing up with guns and machetes. The General Secretary himself had to...
videos of
There are videos of it. There are videos of it. It's on Twitter.
Okay, so if anybody has videos, pictures, whatever, you send them to us.
Michael himself was there, but he would deny seeing it because of where he stands.
That there were national security
my point is that the General Secretary himself had to run for his life.
Some of these
the General Secretary had to run for his life. And you see, we cannot have a basis for an election. This is a government manufactured. This is an election.
There's no point. If Tuahine wants to make a case that he has issues with the electoral process, well, I'm not a member of the Electoral Commission. He has his own opinion.
You are a self-acclaimed delegate.
And he is a candidate for the election.
You are a fraudulent delegate.
But we should.
You heard me. We're trying to get them rejoiced.
We should paint the picture the way it was. Yeah. We shouldn't throw dust into the eyes of people. Andy, from the beginning, I said that I was the first to condemn when we had national security operatives coming for the previous election last year at the Madina Institute of Science and Technology. And I can tell you on authority, I was there from Friday through to, I left the place yesterday, that there were no national security operatives. As he say, with machete. And you have asked him if he has pictures.
My dear,
if he has pictures,
the evidence of how fraud the election was is you sitting here holding yourself.
You're watching.
The evidence of how fraud the election was is you sitting here holding yourself as a delegate.
So
when clearly you have
okay, so he has already,
evidence.
he has
I'm sorry,
already,
did I vote?
I'm sorry,
Did I
I'm
vote?
sorry.
You just hold yourself as a delegate.
Oh,
if
you
you
see,
voted, what
you-
shows? Because there was no register indicating your name is not there. It
I'm
was
sorry.
just a matter of
I'm
school.
sorry.
So you voted.
William.
Me, I
please,
voted. I didn't
allow me.
vote.
You didn't
William.
vote.
Yes.
So but you're holding yourself
William,
as a
please,
delegate.
are you still there?
You are a fraud.
Yes, I'm
Me, I'm a fraud.
You are a fraud.
Atuahene, you are messing up the show.
I'm sorry. He's
Thank
a
you.
fraud.
I'm sorry, but you can't use such words on people. On the
Because
platform.
he's not a delegate.
I'm
Yet he's
sorry,
holding himself as a
no,
delegate.
No, but if you call him a fraud, that's generalizing his personality.
Okay,
and
in
that
this
I will not
context,
allow.
in this context, it's a
So
fraud.
You hold on there.
In this context, it's a
William,
fraud, and that must
let
be
me
made
just
quite
clarify
clear.
from you.
You're
Did you
a fraud.
see Michael's name on the register?
No, I didn't.
You didn't see Michael's name on the register?
And I was inside there, so we ended the post, and I didn't see Michael in there. I know him,
Okay,
the former
good.
president of the former associate president for EUCC.
That's how you know him.
Yes,
Do you have any personal relationship with him?
I will say by personal relations. What do you mean by that?
Do
Probably
you know
if I
him outside school politics?
No, I don't know him myself.
Okay, and you didn't, spot him anywhere trying to cast a vote?
At all.
Okay, so he's not a delegate.
See, one thing that Atuahene should understand, there are observers. Observers are allowed on Congress grounds. Okay, and then probably Michael was there as an observer.
No,
you see,
and what?
Let him finish.
Okay.
Let him finish.
And you see, one thing is this. Sometimes when people are talking and look at where they are coming from, you realize that they don't have a basis for whatever they are saying. So they listen that you say, so you tweet it a bit, and then they begin to, base on that, to come up with an argument. Probably Michael didn't say it right when he said he was a delegate. But I can assure you that there were other individuals, okay, that he himself, Atuahene, was standing there with that we can say are from the camp of the NDC. What then should we say about that also? They can be there as observers. Nobody can drive them out. And as a matter of fact, we had an interaction with the security operators that were on grounds, and there wasn't even a single security personnel with a machete. And this is wrong. That is what I was trying to say, that sometimes your platform is huge, and we don't have to allow people to come out with such lies that it might be very difficult for us to defend once it gets into the air.
Yeah, we can only hear people out and then later ask for proof if they actually have. That's why we are asking. So if anybody saw anything of that, if you're watching, you saw a video, pictures of any national security operative lurking around suspects, lurking around the area, you can send us pictures because you have to make an official claim.
Absolutely, and I'm ready for that. Look,
Okay.
I decided to take up.
Hold on,
okay,
I'll come
sure.
back to you. My producers, if you can raise the secretary, he actually agreed to speak with us, our outgoing secretary, but so far we haven't gotten him yet. Okay, so I'm told that the outgoing secretary has joined us via phone. Thank you for joining us. You're welcome to Good Afternoon, Ghana. Oh. Unfortunately, we've lost him again. So let me get to my friend Fauzi.
Yes, Annie.
Fauzi. So Fauzi, you have experienced this before. Maybe I can, confidently say that you are the neutral person here. But you've experienced this before. How is this all making sense to you?
Well, I think I'm still trying to make sense of the whole situation over here. But I think it's rather unfortunate that year in, year out, we would have to experience such, incidents. So for us, the NUGS executive is concerned. I mean, every student is a member of NUGS.
And let me just clarify with viewers that Fauci is the executive director of Rethinking Africa Youth Summit and former GIJ SRC president.
Candidate. I was a candidate.
Candidate.
Yes.
And you also contended.
Well, I was just granted, but in the words of the PRO for the Electoral Commission, I didn't make any official
complaint.
Exactly complaint. Yes.
Go ahead.
Exactly. So, I mean, I think that we need to start discussing the way forward, because there was a time that we even had two, whole different executive body of NUGS, and that was not a good thing to write home about. And
okay.
And this year we've seen, Atuahene is making complaints about, how the elections were fraught with certain malfeasance and what have you.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm so sorry, but
okay.
let me go to the outgoing secretary. He's joined us, on phone. Okay, let's speak with him. Good afternoon, you're welcome. So my first question to you is, did you approve of the register that was put up for the elections?
No, I have not.
So how did the register get to the Electoral Commission?
So this was what happened. NUGS elections are supposed to be conducted after election of a compilation of lists of member institutions and delegates is done by the General Secretary and countersigned by the President and presented to Congress. It is a copy of that list which is given to the Electoral Commission to run the election because the Electoral Commissioners are not direct members. So when there is a purported NUGS election, which I have not submitted any register to, that kind of election cannot even be deemed an election of NUGS in the first place. So when we got to Congress, the arrangement was that since there are some members who are not in good financial standing, which means they have not paid dues, we must give them space to pay their dues, after which we will accredit them as, eligible to participate in the process. The Financial Secretary has blocked all avenues for me to know which institutions are in financial standing because he said, Mr. Dennis Apialabi Ampufo, a candidate for president, and this is on record because it was a WhatsApp voice note he sent to a candidate for president has directly submitted the list of some institutions and their delegates to the Electoral Commissioner. And according to him, candidate Dennis doesn't want people to see it and be talking blah blah blah. And I'm like, how? How can this happen? So I demanded I want to see the list of people on that the institutions and delegates on that soil candidate Dennis presented. But they refused. It became almost a brawl, almost a fiscal situation. While all that was happening, all the president of NUGS did was to walk in and sign the list, the purported list which was presented by the Financial Secretary and Mr. Dennis Labi directly to the Electoral Commissioner and said that is the final list and they were going to use it to conduct the election. And these people had national security backing.
Julia, just a moment. Hold on there. I'm taking just a quick breather. Just hold on. I'll be back shortly. You're watching Good Afternoon Ghana. You're welcome back. So I still have on the platform, in fact, right now, Dennis Apialabi Ampofo has joined me. He is the NUGS elected president that's put out by the Electoral Commission, PRO, or as the Electoral Commission put out. He joined me on the platform. He's replaced Michael. Michael, thank you for joining me. You're also welcome, Labi Ampofo.
Thank you very much.
And I still have Kwesi Etuahene. Are you still on the phone with me, Kwesi? Sorry. I have to Etuahene with me, but Julius is on the phone. Julius, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so I want you to make it clear. Did you or did you not meet, see, greet, or hand over any document to the Electoral Commission?
I did not.
You did not?
Article 6A and B and all relevant clauses of the Constitution that are related to elections and how voter registers are collated and elections are conducted were not fulfilled in the sum of a process which they deem, to have elected a president and an executive of NUGS.
Okay.
It did not happen.
Did you supervise the voting?
I did not.
Did you supervise the voting?
I think the register process.
I'm sorry,
why
I'm
I am
hearing a
not
very
aware
bad
of
feed from
issues
your
on the
line.
list.
If you can just adjust yourself a bit so I can hear you clearly. Reposition yourself. Yeah. So did you supervise the voting? Did you wait to see the voting to start and for the counting to, go underway? Did you, by any chance, any means, supervise voting?
I did not supervise the voting. I didn't wait to the end because I do not recognize the voter register which was being used to conduct the election. And I made that clear. I challenged it. And when I challenged that process, all Mr. Boachi Yadom, who is the incumbent president of NUGS, did was to walk inside and append his signature to the list and said it's final, that they were going to use that register, which I never gave to the EC, which I did not know the whereabouts of the list and where it came from, to conduct the election. So you see, if you follow the NUGS constitution properly, Congress does not necessarily mean election. If elections are going to be part of Congress, the rules must be followed. The rules that pertain to election were not followed through. Ask Mr. Boachi Yadom. If I handed over a list to him as my president for him to countersign according to Article 6. That did not happen. So you see, the mere fact that people gathered, printed A4 sheets and declared somebody does not make the president, the person properly so-called elected.
Okay. When the election was about starting, how did you put up protest that we don't have a register before it kick-started? Okay, I cannot hear Julius. Let's see if we can restore him back on the line. But let's go back to William Kakari, who is a NUGS Electoral Commission PRO. William, so Anthony's made it clear that he didn't hand over any register to you, neither did he assent to it. And so where did you meet him and how did you meet him to hand over a register?
Okay, you see, this kind of lies that has been going on should stop. Just now, he was saying that he wasn't there to observe anything. I have just forwarded a video to Bright, the one who contacted me, showing Julius sitting there observing the process. That alone debunks what that he said. As a matter of fact, that's the sign of that document is between the president and then the general secretary, which is Julius himself. So if one signs and then he's not around and then the other submit it, it's still valid.
So the process started peacefully, where you spotted Julius sitting there and observing.
I have just forwarded the video to Bright. He can show it for people to see Julius sitting there.
Is it a video that you set out to take of Julius, observing the election?
You see, there was a rift, okay, in the very beginning of the process. Julius tried, I think there was a little misunderstanding that has to do with the way things were being done before we even started the electoral process, which was resolved, okay? And then as a result of that, you see, there's a high tension when it comes to this election because it's a national elections and there's a whole lot of stakes at risk during that time. So there are a series of videos that are being taken by students. Okay, sometimes someone will try to record one or two things in the case of anything. And this is how can we chance on some of these materials.
Okay.
So it wasn't like someone was setting him up, no. Nobody had time to set anybody up because we didn't
Okay, so that can be answered because by the video you show us. However, did he hand over the register to you?
Not me in person, but then the secretary of the EC.
The secretary of the EC handed over the results to you. Sorry, the register to you.
No matter who hands the documents to us, once it's being signed, we don't just pick document from anyone. Like and he was saying, signed, the president was present.
Okay, but it was signed by Julius. Was it signed by Julius?
As far as we are concerned, there were two signatories on the document. And like he said, the president signed the document. Okay, so it makes it valid. So we have to use that document, which has been signed, like he said, the president of the union signed the document.
You earlier on told all of us that Julius signed the document. So yes, we've called him for him to clarify. Did he or did he not sign? Did you see his signature?
As far as I'm concerned, he signed. He signed.
No, I'm not talking to as far as what you are concerned. I'm talking to the document you have. Did you see Julius's signature on it?
We had a signature of the president and that of the general secretary.
Which general secretary by name?
The outgoing, Julius.
Julius Anthony.
Yes.
That was his, his signature.
I cannot say emphatically since I've not seen him sign any document before.
Right.
But you see, once the president of the union hands a document over to us with his signature and another signature, and Julius was present as at that time, he didn't raise any concern as to it whether or not he signed it or not. He agreeing to the document tells us or informs us, okay, that he and the president is in agreement as far as the document is concerned.
Let me break the voice of Dennis Apia Labiampofo. Thank you for coming once again. So you must obviously be happy.
I'm always smiling, actually.
You are satisfied by the process?
Yes, I am.
You know about the register issues?
Yes, please.
How did you know about it?
First of all, I need to say a very big thank you for the platform and a big thank you to the Ghanaian students for their mandate. We went for a congress. On Saturday was voting. Saturday, register was made available before voting. when it was made available before voting then kickstart. Julius Anthony, the General Secretary, queued and voted. Was there throughout the process. My good friend Kwesi Etuahene was there throughout the process. Till up until 3 p.m. when I spotted him making noise about the register not being in favor of him.
So you didn't hear any of these noises before the voting started?
Kwame Anthony Julius voted. He sat down, watched schools go and vote.
When did you hear about the register?
I mean, the register, I had a copy of it, I think, before the voting started, yes.
Yes, but when did you hear about the complaints and issues being raised?
In our first meeting, I mean, I think Kwesi, fairness, complained about the register's unavailability. But then the good thing is that the president and everyone in the commission was there. They explained that...
Okay, so on the screen is the video. I'm sure you might spot Anthony somewhere.
So then the
Yeah,
president...
He's the one in the black cap and the black top.
The commission...
He's the one in what?
The black cap.
Black cap,
And the black
okay.
top.
I think I've got some
Sitting.
very useful information that can help
Okay,
the
he's the one
process.
sitting there.
Yes, he is.
Okay, thank you.
So then the process starts. The commissioner, the president, myself, Kwesi, everybody was there when explanations were given about the challenges in arriving at a register. The challenge is that schools do not pay their dues early. Kwesi school.
No.
Kwesi school paid their dues, I think, some few hours to voting. So when the explanations were given, I concerted and I'm like, okay, these are challenges we face every year. Last year was the same thing. Every year is the same thing. The good thing is that gradually we are improving upon our standards. So then if the aspirants agree and we can go into an election, and the polling agents are there and we can go into an election, why not? Then we went into an election. And all parties were following the procedure. You could ask Kwesi, when did Kwesi complain that he is pulling out of the elections? I think it was around 5 p.m. Kwame Anthony Julius voted. So you have a problem with an election, a register, something as fundamental as a register. You do not agree to it. Then you allow the process commence. Then you even vote. You even get students into the queue to vote. That is one. Secondly, I think that we, as forward-thinking citizens of this country, must do right by the Ghanaian people. That if anything is wrong about an electoral process, you don't carry yourself around as president-elect. That is a complete illegality. The Constitution of the Union has made it clear that if you have a problem with the process, there is a process to go through. So if Kwesi has a problem with the process, I am not the Electoral Commission.
But as you clearly stated,
let me end on that.
It's a process, right?
Yes.
And sometimes along the process, it can be intercepted just in case there's any acts that can affect the results in the end.
Yes.
So everybody has the right to raise an issue along the process.
Perfect. That is very understandable. But you see, this is a clear case of logics. If we are starting a process and the variables are A, B, and C, you agree to A, B, and C.
No.
You can only complain
Let's
about
put it on
A,
record.
B,
There was
and
no
C.
agreement.
Wait.
No,
Hold on,
no
I want to
deception.
get clearly what he's
No,
saying.
there was no agreement.
There was
These
no
are the
agreement
facts.
on what?
Kwesi, you're on national TV. Please allow me
These
the
are
floor.
the facts.
I was on
I will
floor.
let
These
you.
are the
I will let
facts.
you come in.
The fact that I keep quiet when you're talking does not mean I don't have anything to say. It's just courtesy.
Just go ahead.
The point is that if A, B, C, D are the variables in the morning, you agree. You say, let's vote, let the process start.
Yeah.
In all fairness, Kwesi left, I exited with Kwesi, and he said, let the process start. Kwame Anthony Julius voted. You only come to complain when the variables are changed or have changed along the line.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't say that now that I agreed earlier,
The same variables I
are
agreed
still
to.
there, and now I'm changing them. That is one. Two, I feel that Kwesi is a fine gentleman with all the understanding of the legal remits of the Constitution. So if Kwesi has a problem with the process and how it has gone, the best way is that let's follow process of addressing our grievances. Last year, I contested the elections. I don't know if you are aware. I lost. Mm-hmm. And when I lost, I had problems. But I assessed my problems and I asked myself, is it going to give me finality if I go to court? Or what do I do? I realized that my best option on the plate was not carrying myself as president as a working illegality. I would have to allow the process flow. Now, all I am saying is that the National Union of Ghana Students has come far. 56 years is a lot of years to be compromising ourselves in this public space, like what we're doing now.
But you admit that there's always a political alleged or
That
allegations
is
of
fine.
political,
Everyone has a
national
right.
political interference.
Everyone has a right to be aggrieved. When His Excellency John Dramani Mahama was aggrieved about the 2020 elections, he did not declare himself or call himself that some regions have said that he should have won the elections.
Point of correction.
So he is not going to.
Point of
He's
correction.
not going to
I
agree.
have not
Kwesi, this is
declared
wrong.
myself
Kwesi, you're on national TV.
president-elect.
Allow me talk.
They are look.
So
there
then
was
now
a
this
case-
is,
Allow him.
allow me, Kwesi.
I'll let you come.
When you have the time, you talk.
No. You don't have the time.
So now this is the problem. If there is a problem with the process, there is a laid down channel. There is no part of the constitution that says that you can gather a crop of students who you believe are in your favor and say there is a resolution. So the resolution says this. Like I mentioned in John Dramani Mahama's case, he could have had all the right to say that these regions are my regions, and they agree that I would win these elections. So if there are flaws with the elections, these regions says I'm president of the Republic of Ghana. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo in 2012 did not do same. They sought process, and that is what matured people of democratic principles
But sometimes
do.
before you actually seek redress in courts,
You declare yourself.
you go to the public and make
That
comments
is fine. You see,
and
Kwesi
explain why you want to
and
go to
everyone
court
who is
and stuff.
aggrieved have their right to freedom of expression. And that is what well-meaning thinking people of democratic principles do all around the world. You can express yourself, but you cannot become a walking illegality. Walking illegality in the face of our country
Did you
is something
see
that we must
national
condemn.
security operatives there?
No, I didn't. I saw
He
policemen.
will not be
You
able
saw
to see
policemen.
it.
You didn't see anyone wielding guns and machetes.
No, I didn't see a machete. If anyone saw
He
a
will
machete, they could put it out there. I saw police. Police had guns. And you see, let me put this on record. If anyone has any iota of respect for God, and your manager Muta Wakil, I'm putting him on live right now. I'm putting him. He can come and, for the sake of Allah, say that the number of policemen today in these elections, as compared to last year, and the same with Anthony Kwame Julius, they should compare last year's security presence and this year. If anyone has the fear of God in him, he should sit in front of live TV in front of Ghana and tell us that this year's police and security presence was more than last year.
Are you a Muslim?
I'm a Christian.
You're a Christian.
I'm a Christian.
Okay.
Last year, we had heavy military police presence. The election stood. The union moved on. And I'm saying that this year is the same thing. Nobody will become a walking illegality. If you have a problem, go through the right channels. There is no part of the NUGS constitution that says that an aggrieved party can gather a couple of students who he believes are in his favor and say that they have declared me NUGS president. And for a matter of records, even if the Congress had not ended in peace and there were chaos, the structure is, I've spent 11 years with this union. You go for an emergency Congress. But this time around, peacefully, the elections ended. The counting, everything was live on Facebook. Everyone watched it. There were reporters from Joy. They were all there. And everyone watched the process. So if anybody has a problem, let us follow the Constitution in the spirit of rule of law. This has been my argument all this while. Not to say I am no more knowledgeable than someone or I'm more better than someone.
Okay,
Let's follow the process.
Can I have my time
my
now?
programs manager has gladly given us some extra time. So we'll play extra time.
Thank you very much.
Let me read this. This is immediate publication. The management team of NUGS president candidate Dennis Appiah Labiampofu pulls out of the NUGS presidential race. Now, listen. So we understand we undersigned right on behalf of Nya Jedie management to officially pull out of the ongoing Congress currently held in Medina Institute of Science and Technology on the grounds of electoral irregularities cites as follows. Refusal of our members to vote, particularly TTAG, on suspicion that the said union member of the Dennis Appiah Labi, the presidential candidate, arbitrary arrest of NUGS internal approval secretary, the setting aside of accreditation cards, the national security abuse of their presence and powers following a threat and an attack on our polling agent, setting aside of the Electoral Commission in the discharge of the duty of the Electoral Commission, the refusal to use ID cards to authenticate delegates on voting lists, inculcation of aliens to vote on behalf of colleges of education, TTAG. The Union of the Ghanaian student is known to champion the interests of students and in the spirit of democratically elected leadership of the union. It is in this light that Dennis Apia Labiampofo and management team of Nyajidie. Okay, what did I say first? has pulled out of the race. We apologize to our delegates for the inconvenience caused. Signed, Bridget Ofori-Ajiman, manager, and then Henry Amwako Kosari, operations manager, NUGS secretariat, NUGS, copied NUGS and all media houses. Do you know about this?
Annie, that was a statement that my management team received last year when I was not okay with the elections. So what did I do? After I released this, I packed my things and I went home. I never granted any interview anywhere that I am NUGS president-elect. God forbid, and I won't do that because that would be an arrant disrespect to the laws of the union that I have promised students that I will put myself to. That would be that would be a coup d'etat.
Yes.
That would be a treason.
Yes, you will.
On the constitution.
Yes, but just allow me to go for a quick break. When I come back, we'll respond to a few. All right, you're welcome back. We're still on Good Afternoon Ghana. We're tackling the issue of the National Union of Ghana Students election that is actually been marred with a bit of confusion of who is actually rightly holding himself as president. The Electoral Commission has already declared the winner, but there is also Kwesi Etuahene who is contesting the results that has come out. But let me go to Fauzi. I'll come to you, Etuahene. Let me go to Fauzi Masawudu, who is the Executive Director, Rethinking Africa Youth Summit, and former GIJ Secretary, President. President contender. In fact, he contested for the elections as well. Yeah. So you were making a point before the secretary joined us.
Absolutely. So I was saying that over the years, I mean, NUGS elections, there have been several allegations that the elections are fraught with certain malfeasance, but I think we need to discuss the way forward. I mean, I have some couple of questions to ask, but that's not my job to do. I think that we need to, advance the conversation on making NUGS a better one. We are all members of NUGS.
Give me one of the questions on your mind.
Well, the Electoral Commission has declared one candidate as winner, and we have Etuahene, who is also contending. I personally saw artworks of him, with congratulations, NUGS president-elect. And so, if I am a student and I need to approach any of the NUGS presidents, who then currently am I going to? Do you get? So that's the puzzle that a lot of students need to solve. And so, I mean, to what end will this have to, persist? Moving forward, we need to try and address these problems. They've raised a lot of issues. The TUIN has raised, state machinery in some of these elections, and it's something that a lot of people over the years have raised during, NUGS election. They say that the partisanship is becoming way too much. There's an issue that a lot of them have raised. We need to start asking questions. I mean, is there anything to go by? To what extent are the national parties getting involved in NUGS election? And let's not forget that mostly, it is some of these NUGS leaders who take up national position. We can mention a few names. You can mention Okudzeto Ablakwa, who was once a NUGS president. Today, Okudzeto Ablakwa is a big man in politics in Ghana. And we can mention a lot of names. And so if the root of it is shaky, then, I mean, we definitely would have to be uncertain of the future. So, Annie, personally, these are some of the things that I think we need to start talking about.
And there's a youth conference?
Yes, a youth summit.
Summit.
Afro-Arab Rethinking Africa Youth Summit. And I would like to invite
the two of them.
The two of my...
In fact, the three of us.
Yes, all of you, both brothers. So it's a summit. It's an annual youth summit that we organize for young people to reorient them and engage in conversations that border on youth development. I talk about leadership. I mean, how do we position ourselves better as student leaders to take up the mantle?
Where is it happening and when?
It's happening. We are having the grand launch we are going to have it in the form of campus store, but we're having the grand launch on 9th April at the Accra Tourist Information Center. There will be a lot of opportunities, intensive opportunities, business incubation program by Afro-Arab. There'll be Afro-Arab is ready to give startup capital to students who have business ideas, but they do not have funding or have the business already, but they want to expand. We are bringing all these people on board to, support. We are actionalizing the youth agenda. Enough of the rhetoric. So,
Right.
yes.
Right. Thank you for that update. So I think we'll keep tabs with you, and then you
Absolutely.
give us
Very
updates
well.
of
Very
that. But
well.
let's continue. Still on that issue, we have a video that maybe was intercepted by one of the parties, and is using it to make a claim. Let's have that video. So I'm told that it's a video that has some voters, what do you call it? This your papers, what's it called? The ballot papers, yes. We have ballot papers that were stamped.
So, yeah.
Welcome back. So we have another video. I think when it's ready, we'll just put it out there. And that is a video of some acclaimed or assumed to be fake ballot papers. You cannot authenticate that in a video. So I will put it rightly that the Etuahene side is using that video to make a point that they were fake ballot papers that were stamped, and they were all stashed into the voting process or the ballot boxes. So we will speak to that when the video is ready. Michael is back. Michael, welcome back as well. Yes, you wanted to respond to this. Yes, I'm sorry.
Thank you very much. I think I would want to state my interest in this process quite clearly. I am not anti-government. Nevertheless, there are some persons like Mr. Dennis Appiah Labi who are in this process to sweep the real issues that are affecting the people and the youth of this nation under the carpet. There are real issues that need to be dealt with. And for me, that's my commitment. Look, I did not just declare myself as a NUGS president-elect. In a chaotic situation, the Constitution states clearly how and processes we should take over in a chaotic situation. Where the General Secretary had to run for his life, where there was no register, yet people showed up to vote in their numbers. In that situation, there are blocks that makes up the union.
So the General Secretary ran for his life?
He had to run for his life.
During the process?
Because I'm telling you.
Who was chasing him?
There were national security officials with guns and machetes.
Chasing him?
The situation is similar to what happened at Ayawaso West Wagon.
Oh,
the same faces I'm telling you.
Ayawaso West Wagon?
The same faces that emerged. The same faces, the double and those people who emerged in front of ML Short's commission.
You saw them?
They were there. The General Secretary had to run for his life. And they will not see because they are accomplices to the process. And look, for me, it is the blocks. The National Union of Ghana Students has got blocks. We have NASA. NASA has got to do with the health students. We have TAG. The TAG has got to do with the teacher trainees. I saw a flyer of you, which is actually fake.
Yeah, I think I received that.
Yes, and it tells you that they are fraud.
No, you cannot be making such blatant
in this context,
claims.
I'm sorry.
No.
In this context, let me tell you something. This is a serious business because it's got to do with the destiny of the Ghanaian youth where there are apparatus of government trying to ignore the real issues. Look, teacher training allowances have not been paid. They are currently running double track in our colleges. Nursing trainee have infrastructure deficits. Go and check the state of our free SHS and the double track processes.
Why are you bringing what is happening within the national government?
I'm telling you that these are government apparatus to sweep the issues under the carpet.
How?
And therefore, if I sit on national television and tell you that the blocks that make up the union,
the blocks are what? NASA, TAG, and...
There are 46 colleges under TAG. 46 colleges. These 46 colleges are with me.
They are all in support of your candidature.
Yes. The 46 colleges... See, look.
No, withdraw.
Annie,
you just told me that you're always smiling.
Annie, you were here when this guy said that.
And I stopped him.
I'm saying that.
But you saw, you see, and you saw me stopping him.
See, Annie.
That you're an accomplice of what?
Will not retract. I will support him 100%.
Of what?
You are here
he
when
called you,
Michael,
I haven't called you. You are being rude. You're being rude. You're not being rude to me.
Yes,
you're being rude to viewers. You're actually being rude to viewers.
It's because you're not being fair.
He called me an accomplice to government machinery.
And I stopped him.
No, you didn't tell him to retract it.
To what?
He said I'm an accomplice.
He was just talking. And he said you are a fraud. And I stopped him.
No, tell him to retract it. And I'll retract it.
Okay, both of you will retract.
I retract that you're a comedian.
Retract that he's a fraud.
We should
Michael, you're screaming. No one is hearing you.
There is no evidence to my comedy, unless, of course, you want to tell the people of this.
No, I'm saying that. Withdraw that. You call them fraud.
Hold on.
Withdraw. No, if you don't withdraw, you don't continue.
In this context.
Withdraw. No, you withdraw.
In this context,
you can make a claim that you sense fraudulent activities, but don't call them fraud. That's different.
They are fraud in this process. And
if you don't withdraw, I won't let you continue.
I'm sorry,
just
if that
withdraw
would mean
so
that
we can continue.
I would want to make the statement quite clear.
I'm saying that.
For him to hold himself as a delegate, when he's a former student, he's a fraud.
No,
for him to hold himself as a president,
he has said that.
Voter register, he's a fraud.
He has said that
that statement must go down.
I'm saying that when you're making allegations, the platform you're speaking on is not in support of your allegations. We're only giving you a platform to be heard.
All right.
So when you want to call people names and we allow you to call them the names, we are,
I apologize to
Thank you.
And
Thank
to the
you.
platform,
So
but I still stick to...
No, we can't.
No, it's not done that way. I'm sorry. Please, let me do my job. It's not done that way. You call them fraudulent. They are here. So don't call them fraudulent. You can sense or give your sense of what you are actually picking from the ground, but don't call them names. So withdraw. Right. You withdraw. Just withdraw, Michael. So, so we continue.
We can move on.
No.
I didn't hear. I'm powerful. I'm waiting for you to withdraw.
If I am withdrawing, it will mean that I am being compromised.
No. I'm saying that.
To ignore the reality of the issue.
I'm saying that you can make your statement that you sense.
It was on this platform that this man, who is an employee of this house, this show his face on a flyer that he's a delegate.
Well, and if you had
when I came here, this institute, he deserves to be sacked from this company.
Hey.
Yes, he has to be sacked.
Because yes.
Oh, okay.
The arrogance
is after the company policy.
But Michael, you know what? I actually asked.
He doesn't deserve it.
He's not.
I actually asked about your delegation, and you said you didn't vote.
Yes.
And I'm saying that if you are not a voter, hold on. If you're not a voter,
Annie,
then you cannot hold yourself as a delegate.
And a voter, that is what he doesn't get.
That's what he doesn't get. Okay.
I'm the chairman for the Union Development Committee.
So you are a delegate?
Yes. But the delegate list is different from the
voters list.
A delegate is a voter.
He doesn't even come for NUGS program.
A delegate is a voter.
Look at what he said.
No.
You've not come. The deception will not be allowed.
A delegate is a voter.
I think our focus should be on his withdrawal of the role field.
Sorry. So that clarity has been made by him. But the chair,
if he's not withdrawing, the kind of words I'll give him
the Constitution states clearly who's a delegate.
The chair, I'm still coming back to you. You're dodging my directive. I'm saying that withdraw for calling them fraud.
The evidence is quite clear. The people who are watching can tell. Whether I withdraw or not, they would be able to tell whether they are fraud or they are real.
Allow them to make their own judgment. You don't give them words, so please withdraw.
For the purposes of understanding, I can compromise. Nevertheless, the people who are watching and they are listening can tell your state of...
So you withdraw. Let's go.
We can move on.
If he's not withdrawing, he will run away from here with words.
My convictions are stronger that the two of you are fraud, and I stand by.
You have the right to judge who's fraud.
I'm sorry. You are not withdrawing. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I'm not withdrawing.
You're not withdrawing.
Yes, please.
Okay, let me come to you. Yes. So you did you see? I asked you earlier if you saw any national national security operative.
Annie, I didn't.
You didn't see any military?
I saw police.
National security?
I saw police. I want to be very honest in all my submissions. That's the difference here. One, I didn't see any national security, but I saw police. And I know very well that in our civil processes, I have not seen any election that is carried out, even at the regional SRC level. There is police for protection. That is very, very open and clear. Okay. And two, when he mentions blocks coming together to make him in chaos, chaos is when there is no process. There is a process where the NUGS executives partake in. There is NASAG, there is TAG, there is regional SRC, there is GAPS, and there is GRASAG. Which of them has released a communique that they made Kwesi Etuahene the president of the union? You see, the point is that...
Which of them is making you the president?
It is not them. The mandate is on the EC. After voting, then the EC declares. But the only time blocks come in is when the incumbent holds themselves beyond the time limit that is given by the Constitution, which is 14th August. If they hold themselves or they abuse their powers in such a way that there is no process of voting, then the blocks are supposed to come together and by unanimous decision get someone to lead amongst them. It is not amongst the candidates. Let's cool Kwesi here. The one who is supposed to take over in chaos is not even one of the aspirants. And in this situation, there is no chaos. Two, you pulled out of the elections. And three, you out of self-aggrandizement.
At what point did he pull out of the elections?
Around 5 p.m., I heard him shouting, I pulled out. Then you pull out and you emerge again and say, I'm president.
Where was he shouting at?
He was shouting on the Congress grounds in front of the voting auditorium.
And did you see any of his supporters throwing their support behind him?
The people I saw with him were his managers, his management, including Muta Wakil and people who have failed in the face of principle. People who last year.
So
and he mentioned
he withdrew
something.
and then celebrated after.
That is the kind of person you are dealing with. Ask him. So he's even confirmed this on Joy Prime today. Let me continue. In my continuation, I'll say this. When last year he said that I am a machination of the government to sweep issues under carpet. You know one of the differences between myself and Kwesi, he's a populist. Last year, I contested the election and I lost.
Okay, so that's a video of his people celebrating.
Yes. And the general secretary is in.
With what votes?
Ask him how much he got, how many votes he had. He even had the courage to put...
Okay, I will let you come in.
Let me conclude on this one. He says that I am a government... He keeps making accusations and all that, which are unwarranted and has no locus in this conversation. Last year, I lost the elections. When I lost, was this government not still in power? Why didn't they help me win and to sweep issues under carpet? The difference is that I have campaigned for 2 years. Kwesi was running for general secretary, then switched to come for president. You want to beat me in an election when you campaign from February and I campaign for 2 years. I beat you with 824 votes and 197.
But it doesn't matter.
It doesn't make. You may think it doesn't make, but at least I've not insulted him. There was a register.
Yeah, I'm just saying that the fact that you voted, you've campaigned for a long time.
There was no
The
register.
only difference is that when I sit on national TV and I retract that he's not a comedian. When he aired and arrogantly called me a fraud and still interject, I still interject. Someone who, without recourse to the Constitution, calls himself president.
Did you see the register?
I saw the register.
Because he produced the register. There are audios of him.
No, I'm sorry. Did you see the register?
Yes, I did.
And you are satisfied with what?
I am highly satisfied. You see, Annie, the difference is that, unlike other institutions where dues and nothing matters, where register is able to be compared early, Kwesi's school, as at the time of Congress commencing, wasn't in good standing, but he was contesting. Such an illegality. Such an illegality. Walking one for that matter.
So you saw the president's signature and the secretary's signature. Did you see the secretary?
Yes, please.
Julius Anthony,
yes, please.
I mean.
Yes, please.
Okay. Let me come back to Michael. What were you denying? Were you the one in the video and your people jubilating?
No, that's such my response. I will respond to that later. I wanted to respond to what he said.
Quickly.
But he's still not withdrawn. But you're allowing him.
There are audios available, and you can get in touch with a number of them. See,
Chrissy, we won't share this platform with you.
Who produced the register?
I produced the register.
That's an allegation, right?
But
you see, you've made series of allegations, which I think that
the Secretary for Finance, the Secretary for Finance is the one that collects the dues. Afterwards, it's the responsibility of the Secretary for Finance to communicate to the General Secretary that these are the schools that have paid. Now, when you get in touch with the General Secretary, he will play the audios for you because he sends the Finance Secretary sends those audios to him. That he, sitting here, he's the one that compiled the list of schools, the register, the said register. In which election have you seen an aspirant compiling the register?
It's not only a liar. He's a liar. No, because I didn't.
I think
he made up the allegations until he's able to substantiate it. I have the right to say he's a liar.
If you want us to go with the difference that you withdraw with certain,
you are
he
a
does
government
So my question is, Annie, the young man sits right beside you and tells the whole world, I manufactured a register.
And I stopped him.
And that is a lie. I didn't. So it makes him a liar. Whoever lies is a liar. Thank you on that. 2, I can't prove that he's fraud. So I won't call him fraud yet.
I will call you
but
fraud.
I can prove he's a liar because I didn't. He has a job.
I can call both of you fraud
Annie,
because
you know the difference here?
You see,
I am NUGS president-elect.
You are
Kwesi has not been declared by any EC and he won't be declared by any EC.
During this process, were you both there?
I was outside.
You were outside.
And my polling agent was
during
inside.
the counting.
My polling agent was inside.
Your agent was in.
Yes.
So
And his agent was inside.
That's what I mean. If you were there, your agents were representing you in there.
Yes, they were.
So actually, your agent was in there.
absolutely not.
Okay.
I cannot.
Your
be
agent
part-
wasn't in there.
It wasn't there.
So at what point were you jubilating?
What was he jubilating over?
My agent wasn't there.
So what were you jubilating over?
No, hold on. The papers you are seeing, they are not votes by students.
Hey.
They are hold on. They are votes by people that
See,
both
we will
of them
put you
went
to this and you
BAS.
disgrace yourself every day.
If
Who allow
they
you
were
parade
students-
yourself?
Hold on. If they were students,
When you see me coming around,
let me speak. If they were students,
I am saying,
let me
Kwesi, you
speak.
are not
Let
only
me
disgracing
speak.
yourself, you are disgracing
If
the
they were
basic
students-
tenets of
if they were
democracy.
students
let
and
me-
they show up to vote.
And I am saying that, Kwesi, you are a disgrace to the body of students.
This. They will check your name in the register, go and vote.
The good thing is that
My
I
name
will
is
take
Bright,
you by your
answer
word
this.
in a manner that you can't stand
The
it.
800 votes he claimed he got were people that showed up who are not students.
But you
How
have
do you hold
the,
yourself?
does he have the authority to verify who is a student?
I have the authority to call myself a NUGS president.
Who gave you the authority?
It is the
You
blocks
see,
that made
Kwesi, listen to this.
No, but
Kwesi, listen to this.
I'm sorry.
So, last statement. I promise I'll stop.
No, but Hene,
Yes,
the
dear.
blocks cannot on their own make you president until
per constitutional.
The constitution
declared.
doesn't
I'm
give-
sorry,
No, hold on,
until
hold on.
declared by the electoral commission.
The electoral
And when you
commission
have
in
a
this
case,
space,
you
look,
make that case
the election
officially.
is supposed to have been supervised by the electoral commission of Ghana.
Was it?
It was not.
Hey, Kwesi.
The people that you see, they are members of TESCON.
Kwesi, you are a liar.
I'm sorry, the PRO is a member of
He's a
TESCOM.
member of TESCON.
And you are a member of what?
Wait, the
I'm
sorry.
You are a member of what?
I'm sorry.
I'm
The
a
PRO
journalist.
William
I'm a journalist. I'm a
Kakari.
trained journalist.
I'm sorry.
I'm a freelance journalist.
That
You are-
William Kakari is a member of TESCOM.
He's a member of TESCON.
How?
How do you prove that?
Because let me state that quite clearly. You can visit their Facebook walls and check. No, hold on. If you want us to go back into the constitutionality of the people who manage the election, we'll go there.
Go there.
The election is supposed to start with the voter register. The voter register is supposed to be a list of delegation from the school signed by the dean of students, compiled by
Kwesi,
the
just
general
go to
secretary of
court.
the
La.
elections.
Kwesi, go to court.
The next process is that the
Why we now
people
best of
that are
Bejiatu?
supposed to manage the election must be
How
electoral
was it?
commission of
197.
Ghana. Not some students
Obon.
that some government apparatus want to put people like this to sweep the real issues.
People like this.
Yes, because people like
You're
you.
arrogant
But
in
when
nature.
you say
will-
real
Sorry,
will
I
feed
beg,
your-
this one I
your
can
food.
retract. I beg you, in all respect. Dennis and Mr. Michael, I'm sorry about that.
You are not.
Listen,
I don't even need your sorry.
You will not need it because
you sat in front of national television and you've told Ghanaians that the constitution says that the
as for
blocks
calling you
can.
fraud,
Let him
evidence.
produce
Now
one
I'm not
document,
apologize.
one evidence that says
As for calling
that
you
blocks
fraud.
are saying that he is president.
No, but I've clarified that. It's not the blocks
So you
that
told
just
them
come
what
out.
he's lying.
No, I'm not lying.
Once you've been able to clear it to students, it's
the
okay.
president of these blocks are the chief spokesperson
No
of their
president.
blocks.
Mention one president who, if
Jonathan Zulu, you can put him on the line. He's the president of a block.
Let's do this. If you get majority, if you get majority,
he's
you
the president
take.
of a block. Faustina Aiken is the president of a block.
3.
You can put them on the
Okay,
line.
3.
Hold on. So
How many
these
blocks?
These
I
blocks
want
show
to
that.
assume
Have
that
they
these
brought
3
documents?
blocks support you.
Have they brought documents?
You there are evidence of you
And-
putting
and-
up tag
I'm
flyers,
sorry.
which is false.
So,
we
Echahene,
cannot work with such documents.
Echahene,
Call them and put them
I'm
on
sorry,
the line.
the 3 blocks you've mentioned.
Yes.
They're made up of which blocks?
Good. So I've mentioned tag.
TAC is how many people?
46 colleges.
46 colleges,
NASAG,
How many colleges?
62 colleges.
It's 96 actually.
Okay, good.
More than that, cry. No,
So
your
TAG
figures.
is,
Hold on.
Sorry,
hold on.
TAG
That
is
is
46.
46.
46.
TAG is 46.
And nursing trainees are 96.
Don't distract the process.
I'm
I
not
think
distracted. I'm correcting
Go
you. You
ahead.
need it.
You are sweating.
96.
Relax.
You
are
need
sweating.
it.
You are under.
Now,
you
my
are
time
under
is almost
tension.
up, so I
You are
want you to
sweating.
hear quickly.
Because when you meet me, you must run. Oh.
I must run.
I'll make it uncomfortable for you. I'll put you to the issues.
Manufactured
It's
notes.
okay,
The
but I
students
follow
of this
process.
nation are aware.
Students voted for me.
You
Who
are-
voted
you
for
are the
you?
one claiming
You are
to
saying
be
3
president with no
presidents.
register.
How can 3
I am
presidents
He's
decide
sorry.
having
for the
himself as a
students?
delegate when he's a
So,
former
Echahene,
student.
you say 46, 96 for the nursing
Absolutely, I'm
colleges,
saying
and then the
that.
third one is what?
That is Grassac.
Grassac. How many
Yes.
colleges there?
The Grassac institutions are
How many?
How many?
across board. I
How
may not
many?
be able to speak of it.
Shall I give it to
cannot-
you?
You
cannot
can
put
say
the
it.
Shall I help
numbers.
you?
Yes.
What's
It's
it?
19. Kwesi doesn't know his figures. It's
Oh,
19.
I know. Hold on,
Grassac
hold
has
on,
19
hold on.
institutions. You see, the difference between myself and Kwesi here is that I
The
have taken my
difference
time.
between myself
I've
and you
taken my
is that
time.
the difference between
You,
myself and
you
you
have,
is that
you have
SRC.
told him
Regional
that.
SRC is
hold
a
on.
block.
You've told him
Regional
that. I'm sorry.
SRC
Let
is
me
a block.
clarify this. You've
Yes.
told him that when he sees you, you should run away. What does that mean?
Because I will interrogate the issues. I won't let him
No.
lie
How do you interrogate the issues?
by asking him the relevant questions.
How are you going to do that?
And that's what I'm doing.
He's not obliged to respond.
He
to
can
you.
decide not to, but I'll
No,
ask.
no, but when you say that,
But I'll ask.
No, when you say that, when
But
I
that's-
see
but I'll
you,
ask.
when you
I've seen
see
a
me
lot of
run
threats.
away, it's a threat.
But I've
It's a
explained
threat.
it.
I'm
If I
saying
don't
that.
explain
I've seen a lot
it,
of
then you can
threats.
act
That's
in
why-
prejudice.
No, don't do that.
All right,
You can
I'm
act
sorry.
in prejudice.
That's why-
I've explained it. And I'm saying that I will interrogate the issues. I will ask the relevant questions. The lies he peddles around, I won't allow it stand.
Yeah, but do not say that when you see me run away.
Because he hates truth.
No, but when you say that when you see me run away,
Because I'll put truth to bear. I'll put truth to power.
How?
By telling him to his face.
How? Is that a fight?
And I've done this.
No, but if you want to tell him to his face, he's here. Tell it
And
to
I'm
his face.
doing it.
But don't say that when
No,
you
he
see
can
me
decide not
away.
to run, but I'll still say the truth.
No,
You understand it?
I'm saying that you are putting yourself in a very
No,
difficult situation. that-
no. Annie,
When
don't
he
put words
sees
in my
you-
mouth. Annie, you've been doing this with me and it's been fine. What I'm saying, if I've not given clarity, you can just bundle it up and say anything. All I'm saying is that, one, Kwesi, I'll give you the truth. Nothing but the truth. When you are right, I'll support you. When we went for the aspirants meeting, Kwesi suggested that there should be 2 polling agents. Everybody was against him. I, Dennis Apia Labi, and Papa supported Kwesi. That's the difference. And I'm saying that blocks, he mentioned 3 blocks. Out of the 3 blocks, none of them has held a neck meeting to decide his fate. 2, there are 3 extra blocks. So let's say 3 supports you and 3 doesn't support you. Even in a chaotic state where the constitution has been overrun by the sitting incumbent, he still can't be validly made president because the law says that one of the blocks, one of them will be made leader for the time being, and not one of the aspirants. Where on earth have you heard that we go into a race, you are aggrieved, and because of the fact that you are aggrieved, you can be made president
You
elect?
hold yourself
You
as a
can't,
winner.
Jesus.
I'll come back to you, Michael, but let me go to Mr. Kakari. He wants to clarify some of the allegations that's been made. Mr. Kakari, if you can hear me, what are the issues you want to speak to?
This issue is, I don't know, but then the EC is in the center of this particular issue. And then when you have a lot of time being given to the aspirants whereby the EC is being made to keep quiet, then it doesn't really help us at all. First of all, Echahene is saying, I am a member of TESCON. I don't know if maybe he can prove it on any platform. If you go to Facebook right now on my wall, I'm one of the people who talks against this government most of the time. Because when the thing doesn't go on well with us, some of us won't sit down and wear party colors and say things which are not right. He is supposed to retract that because not in anywhere has he ever seen me in any TESCON t-shirt or whatsoever or any event with regards to TESCON. he is having any issue like what the president-elect just said, there are processes, okay, there are ways of channeling your grievances. I remember I was interviewed somewhere and then they asked me, what if someone is having problem with the process? And I said, there is a way. This is a human institution. You can't come here and lie in the face of Ghanaians, okay, and expect, I don't know whether he's expecting some kind of, how do you call it, sympathy thing from students or not. But then he should tell the truth. Accept for a process to begin. You keep telling us that Julius ran away from ground. He was on grounds. I just showed you a video whereby he was there witnessing people queuing in to vote. You are talking about a register that you yourself, you voted. Which register guaranteed your vote? Which register guaranteed the vote of Julius? So some of these things is non-starter at all. Like what the president-elect was.
Yes, and he also secondly made an allegation of the votes that were being counted, that they were not votes of students. Will you want to speak to that too?
You see, I don't know, but this is where sometimes it's very funny for someone not having any means of verifying that this particular complaint didn't come from a student. I mean, how do you even verify that? Okay, and then you just sit on the national television to say that those votes didn't come from students. How can he verify that those people that voted for his school were students? If he can verify, then the same way that any leader of delegation can also verify that those who voted after him or her is also a student of his or her institution. Let's not go through some of these things. You see, if you don't have points, if you don't have facts to back whatever you think went on that day, just plead, okay, to Ghanaian students and tell them that you are sorry for whatever it is that happened and that you will come back next time and seek for their vote. Now, you don't have any mandate. You see, let me come in here. Something happened on grounds. We're very interested. When we started the electoral process with his agent on grounds, Julius came around. I think he made some few arguments, and then we agreed to certain things, and the process went on. There and then, we heard that there was a press conference declaring him as a president-elect. And then we asked ourselves, based on which votes? This same system that you have an issue with, you are basing on this same system to declare yourself as an elect, which is illegal for you to do that in the first place. And then he is saying that some of these blocks were behind him. You see, I was there when I led some of these blocks, okay, to vote. Because what happens is when the blocks comes in, we don't allow them to join the queue because of their speciality. We allow them to vote. GAS voted, GRASAC voted, USAC voted, TTAC and others. They all came in to vote. Okay, so how can someone come and vote and turn around to appoint you as a president, which they don't even have the right in any way to do that? So going forward, I think he has to retract some of these things. And if he wants to lie, he can lie on any Facebook. But then when it comes to your platform, I think you have to be fair to Ghanaian students when it comes to issues like this. When someone raises an issue like this, you have to, the point that he is supposed to retract, he should retract. And the part that he doesn't have any facts, any evidence to base whatever it is he's saying, he shouldn't be allowed to just say it. Because all that he's saying is factless, baseless evidence that he's tabling on a national television. And it should not be encouraged. If we allow him, tomorrow there might be another Congress and another person might also be giving such kind of panel. Okay, and then he'll be just saying things anyhow. I think maybe he just wants to make a name for himself so that probably his party will appoint him one way or the other. This is not a channel. We organized one of the most free and fair elections, first time in the history of NUGS. Anybody can testify. We started the election 2:00, which is in the afternoon, broad daylight. We ended the elections, counted it before even midnight. And like Dennis was saying, the president-elect, His Excellency was saying during the last year's election. Now, if you look at the video that you are showing currently, how many policemen do you see in there? Okay, I think it's about 4 of them or so. And how many of them are even having guns? Left alone a machete or whatsoever. All those that you see behind this video are all electoral EC officials. There were, I think, about other 6 policemen outside also, and these were the security operatives that were around. So if you have your own grievances, you should find a way to say it. You don't come to national television to lie. And this is unacceptable. And the EC is not going to accept any further allegations that will table against the EC. We are not going to allow anything of that. If he wants to destroy his student's political career, he should bring it forward.
When
and
you say that he's making comments to catch the eye of his party, which party are you talking about?
Oh, you see, you showed an image, right? of someone congratulating him. There are a lot of images around that a particular political party is congratulating the same individual. There were a particular political party agents or foot soldiers or whatever they call themselves on grounds, okay, having series of meetings with this person, and the day even coming to sometimes some of these things. Me, I don't want to quote any political party.
You saw some of the National Party activists on campus, or on the grounds, throwing their supports behind their candidates.
Yes, because you see, they can come there as observers, and that is allowed. That is something we have to understand. They can come there as observers to observe, just that they will not be allowed to take part of the electoral process. So if there is someone from any political party on grounds, they are there to obviously, no matter what we do, each and everyone belongs to one political party, and each and everyone have friends somewhere. So if someone is going for a contest and someone from any other political party decides, oh, okay, fine, let me go and observe the process of this person that I know, nothing stops that person. But if you begin to point fingers, saying that the issue officials all belong to TESCOM, which is baseless, okay, and it's factless, for you to say this on national television, we won't take it again.
Right.
Can call the others fraudulent and whatever, that probably they might be okay with it. Not the Electoral Commission, because this is one of the most remarkable Electoral committee that has ever been set up. Looking at the electoral process, how smooth things were. No one, and I repeat, no one was chased out of Congress grounds. Everyone that was deemed to vote was allowed to vote. Every single ballot was counted. And it was interesting. Anytime that we were counting the spoiled ballot, we always invited the polling agents of the said portfolio to come and inspect before we discard. And not even one, no, not even a single moment that someone said, oh no, this ballot is this or that. This is one of the most smooth and peaceful elections. And he shouldn't take that credibility from us. We will not allow that. He can go on, but he should never try to tarnish the image of the Electoral Commission.
It's good you were here to respond to it. Do you retract that allegation as well? Have you ever seen him in TESCOM?
Yes, absolutely. But you see,
you've seen him in TESCOM meetings.
One of the key things I would have wished he could put in perspective.
When did you see him? When and where?
Oh, there are pictures on his Facebook.
No, I'm saying you said you saw him in TESCOM.
I spoke of something and I sent a video.
I'm saying that. He's a publicly known member of the MPP, TESCOM. Publicly known. When you visit his social media, you see it. And not just him, the number of people
he has made.
conducted.
He's here. He has
one of the key things I want to
push to his social media platform, saying that he's one of the biggest critics of even the government.
He's not. One of the key things that we cannot deny as part of this conversation is that if he thinks he cannot be, he's done a good job, he should publish the register, show it on the TV. Let's see the register that was countersigned by both.
You are the one making wild allegations.
Absolutely.
And you're making allegations of national security operatives coming there.
Absolutely.
You're making allegations of the votes not being casted by students.
Absolutely.
You've made allegations of him being a TESCOM member. He who alleges must prove.
And I'm saying that
if he cannot prove,
when you visit his we can just go on his social media wall. Maybe he may have deleted them.
Okay, so the results have been displayed on your screens. Yeah, so we have. Okay, so Luke's election, who is the president, he says that. So we have yeses votes was 847 votes. That's representing 94. What's that? Okay, so yeses represented 99.64%. Noes represent 0.362%. So that's Secretary for Innovation. Oh, I'm sorry. Can you bring it back? My screen. Secretary for Innovation, Entrepreneurship and Skills Development. Won yeses, 797 votes. Noes had 22 votes. Secretary for Societies and Welfare, Bedu Kwating won 579 votes. Secretary for the Union Development, Issa won 782 votes. I think the votes are there. You can actually click, go through it. But let me have Michael come in before Don come in. I mean, you've spoken a lot. Let me have Michael come in. Michael, how do you clarify these allegations of people thinking that you also sort of declared openly, even though you are against it, for one candidate?
And I'm saying that if anybody has evidence, the person can bring it out. I never made any public statement. I never wrote on my social media platform that I supported any candidate. But like I said, there was a presidential debate. The two candidates have been publishing their, they've been publishing their policies and all of that. So anyone that goes there could make a choice. But the most important thing or the most significant thing is that I didn't have a vote and I didn't vote. So I do not think that is me as an individual, whether I supported A or B, that is an issue. It shouldn't be an issue because in the end, I didn't vote.
Is it allowed constitutionally to show your support?
Especially
when you are a delegate, as you say.
No, but you see, the difference is that I said I'm the chairman for the Union Development Committee.
Exactly. Is it allowed to show your support?
I'm not a member of the Electoral Commission. I'm not a member of the Vetting Committee. I'm not a member of the LOC. I'm not a NUGS executive. So if I openly want to declare support for any candidate, I'm free to do so.
It's allowed.
It's allowed.
Let me go to Winston Taki, who is behind the president-elect.
Touchscreen analysis.
To give us a touchscreen analysis of social media.
Yes. Okay. Welcome to my session here where I'm going to take you through the conversation that is happening on the social media platforms. My name is Winston Taki, and rest assured, it's fiery on Facebook, and comments keep buzzing in. If you're watching us, just go to Metro TV on our Facebook page. Just follow it, click on the bottom at the top, and anytime we have program, you get express notification. Now let's go to the touch screen where I'm going to take you through some of your comments that have been buzzing through our social media handle. So, Annie, it's serious fiery here.
That's my favorite word for today. No, my favorite phrase.
It will surely come to. It will surely come to. Asa Lambert in Sobila says, Nyajidie, it keeps using the emoji President Papa. All right. Michael Ken says, you be too much. Nyajidie keeps passing through. Francisca Dankwa also said Nyajidie. I don't know who that tag belongs to. Dennis Apia Labi Ampofo into Nyajidie. Dennis, where to go to you? Daniel, okay. Daniel Fori, okay. Jacob Yeduma. Okay, Jacob Yeduma. Let me just get this to be stable for just a second.
Yeah, I see the messages are trooping in, so it keeps...
Yeah, exactly. So Brad Dremek says that Toa Hene guy is making a lot of sense. Okay, I think the messages keep coming through. That is why you keep having it. It says, Ike Dwayne says, I'm wasting my bundle qua. Kofi Anso also comes in to say, but wait, but Toa Hene...
I saw something. Obi said, and you cry, why?
I said they were also powerful. One from, okay, I think the live conversations keep coming in. Right. Let me just go straight to the end and get you some interesting messages. If Atoa Hene was dating any of my sister, I would have beat this guy today. He's a confused guy. This is from Kofi Okofo Anan. Ofori Haxon Kwesi says, let me tell you this. Your campaign manager, whose name I don't want to mention, the message has disappeared. I'll just get to that shortly. Apologies for that, viewers. Kwame Julo says, the outgoing NUGS General Secretary is on a ground mission. Annie, okay, you just continue the debate. I'll just resolve this and get back to you shortly.
Well, I think that they are trooping in, but the messages that are abusive,
we'll certainly
you can ignore them.
That.
Yes.
All right, I think this way works better.
Okay, all right. So you have them. You can read some more.
Yes. Okay, let me take through some more. Julius Kwame says that outgoing General Secretary of NUGS Secretary is a grand. Okay, it keeps coming. That's why. Forgive us, viewers. Okay. All right, you just keep letting them come through, and we'll surely make time.
Someone says that if a child he was dating one of my sisters.
Exactly. He'll beat him up. That's the director. One says, congratulations to Atoa Hene. There is a need for a new revival in the NUGS sector. And Julius Kwame also came and says that the scheme and electoral process has been, there's the need for them to have a review to that effect. Yes. So these are more messages are coming through. So keep letting them come through, and also tweet at us at Metro TVGH, and I'll be reading them here shortly. So Annie, you take over. I'll come back to you shortly.
Thank you. Thank you very much. This is Good Afternoon, Ghana. I think producers are also prompting me about the video that is making rounds. Okay, that's what's on your screen, with the allegations attached to it that these are fake ballot papers. That also, you know, Ituahine's camp is saying that it actually affected the results. So that's the video. I think I'll let my guest speak to it one last round, and then we go off the show. I will, Dennis. Have you seen this video? Oh, really? Okay.
Before that, the tag president, who he claimed supported, the tag president, who he claims supports his bid or his self-imposed presidency, has just posted on his WhatsApp status that his neck has not resolved that Kwesi Atuahene should lead them. So impersonation at its highest order. But before I wrap up, I want to say, first of all, in my closing remarks, this union has come far. And as a part of this union and as president-elect, my resolution and my resolve to lead our students on the right path is unequivocal. I would stick to the principles of rule of law and the constitutionality. If anybody has a problem with the Constitution and my election, I believe that I am ready to subject myself to the full rigors of our Constitution.
There's a question I need you to respond to. How many people voted in the president's portfolio?
I'm yet to collate all of them, but I know my figures.
Okay, so there's a claim that there were more than 200. Okay, let me allow. I'm sorry, I'll come to you. William still there?
Yeah.
Are you able to answer this question simply for me? How many people or persons voted in the presidential portfolio?
Okay, let me get the document right. There is one that came out, and let me get the one that we wrote. Because the letter that came out, that one didn't show the spoiled ballot. So let me get it right from this document. Okay.
Okay, so as we're waiting for you,
so Annie,
look for the document and then
I'd want to say that I've said it publicly that in all respect to the union, just like as I conceded defeat last year, I will concede defeat if the laws are proven clearly. I will never and ever hold myself as a co-president. That's one. Finally, let us make this clear to every media house. There are not two elected presidents of the union. Whoever sees that as his desire, which we know very well that is the desire of some persons, that there would be two NUGS presidents and there would be any solid front for the union.
Right.
We won't permit it. If we do, the danger is that anyone can just wake up after an election, and whether they lose or not, could say they are the president of Ghana. Charles Opon, who was our opponent, has called to congratulate me. Is he also a machination of the government? I won't go into the legalities or the details of the elections. That is not in my capacity. My capacity as president-elect is to, one, outline my vision, form a government, and on the 14th of April, invite you, beautiful Annie, to come to the National Theatre to witness the swearing in of a certain Dennis Apia Labi Ampofo by a High Court judge as the NUGS president of the Republic of Ghana. And if there is anything that I want to say, is that there is a new meaning to Aluta Continua. And I'm proud that I'm going to be a leader of this movement for the next 1 year. Whoever has a problem, walk to court.
Thank you. Walk to court.
Well, thank you very much. The students and the youth of our nation would resist, even to the latter, any government-manufactured NUGS, which seeks to sweep the issues under the carpet. And I'm telling you on this record, the youth of this nation and the disappointment of the youth cannot be hidden by people who are coming to cover the issues. The real issues are going to be dealt with. I promise you that myself, Kwesi Atuahene, on your TV station, that I will consistently lead the students of this nation to engage in the issues that matters, not a courtesy call tea drinking meetings.
Will you make a legal?
Absolutely. There are processes involved for handing over. There will be a handing over process being organized. After the handing over...
I'm saying that will you make a legal case to...
If we get there, we will make it. But for now, we have not gotten to where we need to make legal cases. Yes, we've not gotten there. When we get there and there's a need to, we'll make it.
But you are there already?
No, not yet.
The results have been declared.
That result has not been accepted.
By who?
By the students of our nation. By the people who has the say.
Okay.
By the people who constitutionally must vote to elect a president.
Okay. We'll keep contact with you and see if you actually, answer your case.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Michael, just 1 minute.
Yes, Annie, I would like to take the opportunity to congratulate Yadom Boache Emmanuel, the outgoing NUGS president. I was one who, last year, and coincidentally, it was the same shirt I wore last year when I was criticizing the electoral procedure, the timing, and everything about it. And I think that myself and everybody who made that advocacy must be proud that at least when we gathered in a Jeso over the weekend, there was a more credible election, a more transparent election that took place in the full glare of every member that was at the Nat village in Ejeso. Elections have been held, and
at what point did you declare Dennis as a winner?
Me? No, but me, I'm not an electoral commissioner.
In any group?
Group? Well, I don't remember anything like that because I'm not the electoral commissioner. The electoral commissioner, they declared Dennis and the other candidates that won their respective portfolios. Okay. And I would also want to congratulate the Electoral Commission. They did a yeoman's job. At least for once, in the 4 years that I've been part of these processes, we voted in the afternoon. We had leaders of delegation from schools leading their respective schools to vote. We did not have any form of security, high security presence there. The only security apparatus that were present on the day were the ones organized by NUGS.
All right.
And so for me, I think that to Dennis, it's just a piece of advice that the resounding victory, the overwhelming victory, tells the level of expectations Ghanaian students have in him.
Okay.
And he after winning the election by about 79%,
is William
you cannot
on the line?
Disappoint the Ghanaian students.
Is William there?
Oh, and you let me wrap up.
No. Is William there? William?
Yes, I'm still here.
Yes. Okay, so give us just about 30 seconds of your last words, please.
Okay, we would like to thank all students who came to Congress to vote for their respective aspirants. Nobody actually did anything that was out of way. We want to thank the outgoing NUGS president, Yadom Boache, for his gentleness with the Electoral Commission. Most of the time, there might be some interference, but he actually stood aside for us to do our work because we decided to prove to the public that we can do, or we can organize an election starting from the afternoon and declare before the following day, and we did just that. I would also like to congratulate His Excellency, the incoming NUGS president-elect, Dennis Apialabi, and I wish him well. He's a fine gentleman, and I know that he will do better than what Yadom Boache was able to do.
Right.
And thank you very much also for having me on the platform today.
Thank you very much for also agreeing to speak with us. William Kakari is a NUGS Electoral Commissioner, PRO. We earlier on spoke with Julius Anthony, who is the outgoing General Secretary of NUGS. Dennis Appiah Labiampofo is the NUGS elected president. We also have, Fauzu Masoud also passed through. And then also, Kwesi Echiahene is the one that's actually contesting the results. He's also with here. No, I cannot claim that on the platform. And then also Michael Ojo, our old man here on the sports desk, bantering with me on the show.
Sports morning show.
Yes.
On original 91.9 FM, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Every weekday. That's Monday to Friday. So tomorrow they should join us at 6 a.m. When we end at 10, we gather here for Metro Sports at 10 a.m. But Dennis borrowed my word without,
giving you the
beautiful Annie.
My name is Annie. Thanks for watching.